Hey, what is up guys? It's the Michigan Minecrafter back here with another video, and today I wanted to show you guys a really cool texture pack that goes a little outside of the bounds of what normal texture packs are able to do. And what it does is it makes everything 3D. Now, I don't have it turned on right now, but let me go into my options and turn it on. And actually, at the same time, I'm going to turn on the Lively default texture pack just because it makes all the stuff that isn't 3D still pretty. So, gotta load that one in. Then I gotta do the 3D one, which is down here. There we go. And give it a second to load. There we go. Okay, so you guys are probably immediately noticing we got some 3D textures on these blocks right here. The crafting table has the tools kind of sticking off the side a little bit, and the little tarp thing on top with the crafting little uh, whatever that's called, it sticks out a little bit. So basically, if you couldn't guess already, this texture pack just adds sort of these little details that just make all the difference when it comes to the visuals of Minecraft. And I don't know why they didn't have this already, but rails and do I have a ladder out here to show you? Nope. I need to go grab a ladder real quick, which is in the decoration blocks. There it is. Um, so this makes ladders and rail tie things 3D, which is probably one of the most noticeable parts. And I really don't understand why they didn't already have this in Minecraft because without this texture pack, if you guys know what the default look of these things are, it's kind of cheap looking. It's just like a 2D plane with some colors on it. Well, then again, that is most Minecraft blocks, but yeah. So it makes those two things a lot better, as well as things like ores, which seems pretty important in my opinion. We still got the particle effects and all that kind of cool stuff, but if we look closely, we can tell you can see that all of the little specks where you can see the redstone coming out are elevated a little bit. And it also gives it a little bit of a sparkling effect. I don't know if you guys can see that in the video. It just happened. Um, yeah, so adds just some visual effects to that. And then obviously we got stuff like bookshelves where all the books are sticking out a little bit. And I don't know if you guys could see this, but same with the planks. The individual planks of wood are sort of elevated and uh, yeah. I don't know where I was going with that sentence. And then we have the cacti, which I think look really cool. I mean, look at all the little cubes sticking off of it. I think this was definitely an important thing for them to add in. I would have been disappointed if they hadn't added the little pokey things on cacti. And then we have the quartz pillars, which let me go look real quick. I don't know if any of the other quartz blocks have 3D textures. I think, yeah, it's just that one. But in my opinion, it looks really cool. And what's cool is if you build with it, it sort of forms around whichever direction you're going. So there's no like little gaps that would cause somebody with OCD to freak out. Or, well, then I guess these little parts don't go in and connect to the center, but whatever. They did a really good job with this. And then, let's see, what else we got here? We got, what are these called again? All these new 1.8 blocks are weird. Sea Lantern. Okay, yeah, that's what it's called. And these, like, the part where you can actually see the lighter part of the lamp is just, like, compressed a little bit, which I think looks pretty cool. I mean, you don't really see these much in the normal world, so it's not like something you're going to run into all the time, but it's still a really cool feature. And then, probably one of the most important parts of the texture pack is the flowers and the farm crops. So right here we have sugarcane, which as you can tell is totally 3D. You got the rectangular stalks going up as opposed to just 2D planes that go up, and depending on what angle you're looking at it from, it just sort of like changes weirdly. Turn that redstone back on. There we go. And then the flowers just look really cool because they're so detailed. And actually, if I go and get some saplings out and some other flowers, I could show you guys what the other ones look like. So we got a jungle tree sapling, which is super detailed. Actually, let me look at it from a different angle. Yeah, so all the little leaves on there, all sticking out different directions. And we got the tulips, which just look really cool. And the dandelion, which is kind of just like a little cube on a stem, but I guess that makes sense. And I think other than that, yeah. Oh, this one's cool too. It's almost like just a bigger version of the dandelion. So that's about it for those. The mushrooms are actually really cool, but I need mycelium to grow those. So let me grab some mycelium. Where's that? There it is. And then we can grab some mushrooms, grab the red one since it's a little bit bigger, and put a mushroom up there. There we go. And it's kind of hard to see just because of the angle that I'm at, but actually underneath where the stem goes up, it's totally hollow under there, even though it's just a tiny little block. So, I don't know. I thought that was interesting. And let's see, what else? Well, we can head over to my nether portal over here where there's some more examples. We got the stone bricks and cobblestone, which is 3D, which is interesting because they skipped out on doing like the tall grass and that kind of stuff because it's so naturally occurring in the world. But then again, cobblestone is pretty common too, so I guess they sort of chose based on whether things spawn naturally or have to be placed by hand. But let's see. Oh, and then we got some coal ore over here, which is a great example of the 3D effect of the ores again. So what else we got? I think I got through pretty much all of the decorative blocks. We got sunflower here, which is super cool. Yeah, the amount of detail that went into this is really amazing. And then what else we got? I think we pretty much hit everything in here too. Just because most of it is like ores and that kind of stuff. Or we got some more prismarine stuff, dark prismarine. And then, yeah. So I think that's everything from that tab. The redstone tab has some cool stuff. We got levers, torches. Oh, the redstone lamp, of course. That's a cool one. And doors, strangely enough, are really cool. And I think, oh, that's definitely something I want. There we go. And let's test all these out. So actually, let me set it to day real quick so it's easier to see. There we go. So we'll set down some of this stuff. Got the torch. Riley, stop barking at the neighbors. Oh, probably don't want to set that next to the torch. And then a redstone torch. Which, I mean, actually, the redstone torch isn't that cool. It's just sort of a stick with some red on top of it. Riley, come on. Oh, man. But yeah, the lantern, if you look closely, it's I don't know if you guys will be able to see this very well, but it's got really detailed 3D parts on like the dark areas that you see around the lit up parts. So if I turn this on, like everywhere that's dark is raised a little bit, and you can see that on the sides and stuff. So yeah, that's cool. And then the doors, strangely enough, are pretty cool. So no longer can you like see down inside the door, inside of the windows. And oh, I didn't even notice that before. The door handle is actually 3D too. But now it's a little bit more detailed looking and a little bit more like finished. And then we have the daylight sensor, that's what it's called, which obviously just has sort of a 3D texture. And yeah, I think that's all I wanted to show from the Redstone tab. Just some cool little add-ons that make it look more complete. Riley, come on, man. My gosh. Yeah. So we got the railroad ties there. And interestingly enough, the creator also made some of the items that you can't place down 3D too. So, well, this is just a beacon. I don't know why they changed this so much. I guess they just wanted to change the way that the beacons look overall. I guess they just weren't impressed with the original design of that. But then we have things like buckets, which actually, strangely enough, look pretty cool. And if I go into F3 here, you can see it's 3D now instead of just sort of two-dimensional object. And the empty bucket, you can see down inside of it. There we go. And then, what else do we have? Food, not much to look at in the food. Basically just carrots and potatoes are the only things that they made 3D in here. So if I throw those down, you can kind of see, for some reason the 3D items always look really tiny when you throw them out. I'm not sure why that is. But yeah, so there's the carrot and the potato, which, I don't know, it kind of looks like a snail in my opinion, not really a potato. Looks kind of weird. Not sure if I would eat that if that was what a potato looked like in real life, but you know, I guess they tried their hardest. So some other cool stuff. Hose, strangely enough, look pretty cool in this. And just your basic items they went through and changed the textures of. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, the shovel looks kind of weird. If I go into F5, oh, that's actually cool. So I don't know if you guys could see this very well. I feel like I keep saying that, but the shovel is actually like rounded and looks a lot more like a shovel in real life now. You got the little layers on there, and yeah, looks pretty cool. And then the axe, just sort of more 3D. You got the more pointed front to it. And the pickaxe just got some more layers on it. And then the hoe actually looks a lot different than normal. Even if I go back into first person mode, this looks a lot different than what you normally see in Minecraft, but it basically works just the same. And then obviously, we got to pull out the sword and the bow because those both look really cool. The sword, again, just more pointed, similar to the axe. So if I go into third-person view here, yeah, much more like sharp looking and sort of like more complete looking, in my opinion, as opposed to your typical Minecraft sword. And then the bow just got some extra layers on it. Even if we go into first person view, you can kind of see that, especially when I pull it back. But unfortunately, they really didn't do anything with arrows. If I shoot one into the ground right here, still looks kind of weird and like just an intersecting plane kind of thing. And I think that about finishes it off, other than potions, which are actually really cool. So let me just show you that real quick. So wait, did I throw that out of my inventory? No. So potions kind of look how you'd expect them to. So when I throw one into the air, it looks all 3D and stuff. And when I throw them all over the place, they just look 3D. But the really cool part about potions is the brewing stands. So let me get a brewing stand and some useless potions here. And then set the brewing stand down, and immediately you could tell this looks much more detailed than your normal brewing stand in Minecraft. And then if I go and need to right click with something else. What? Okay, what can I right click this with? There we go. Okay, so put all those in there, and voila, we got potions on our brewing stand, and they're actually 3D as opposed to just like hanging two-dimensional objects. So yeah, there's that. And yeah, so the three-dimensional items on the ground, for some reason, much smaller than what you'd expect them to look. And now that we've got that done, the last thing I want to show you is sort of the details that are spawned into the environment. So up here is a perfect example. In this tree, for some reason, I don't know why, they decided to have acorns randomly spawn. Unfortunately, you can't actually collect these because it is vanilla Minecraft and they didn't actually add any new blocks in. It's just sort of a random visual feature. I think even if I break this leaf and place it again, yeah, it just has to do with where that block is in the world as opposed to what kind of block it is. So there's that. And last but not least, the ocean floor, as opposed to, well, and on land too, you'll notice there's some sticks lying around, and in the sand there's like little piles of sand every once in a while. But underwater is where it starts to get really interesting, in that there's just like random stuff all over the place, like little seashells of all different sizes and colors and stuff, which just makes it feel a bit more realistic. As like this looks like a little snail shell kind of thing, and the other ones kind of look like clams, and all sorts of cool stuff down there. And then I think to finish it off, I want to show you what this looks like with shaders, of course, because shaders just make everything pop out more. So let's go put some shaders on. I'm going to put on Sonic Ethers just to make my computer lag for a second on purpose. And then if I go and change into a less laggy shader like Paolo's, there we go, should run a little bit faster. Oh, or maybe not. But it still looks really great. You know, it makes all the little 3D features pop out more, and obviously if you have a really powerful computer, this is probably what I would suggest doing if you want to just make Minecraft look really good, is use this texture pack as well as oh my gosh, Riley, come on, just will not leave those neighbors alone. But yeah, I would use this texture pack, the Lively default texture pack, which for some reason the sky isn't working right now. Again, it's so finicky sometimes, I swear. And shaders, jeez, just really, really good looking. But yeah, I think that's it, guys. If you like the texture pack, I will have a link to it in the description below. And be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I will see all you guys in the next video.